Straight ahead on 12 News, a Brooklyn Park farmer needs more than a scarecrow to get rid of some unwanted birds. Then a new development that could help cities like Plymouth clean up storm damage. But first, a tragedy in Corcoran as a toddler is struck and killed by a car. 12 News starts right now. A Corcoran family tonight is dealing with a painful loss of their 2-year-old son. Emergency
crews say there may be a lesson to take away from the tragedy. 12 News reporter Carissa Wyatt has more. Carissa?
Mike and Shannon, investigators are treating the case as a tragic accident. Authorities say the 2-year-old boy was run over by a car while he played near his home in Corcoran. The accident happened shortly after 6 p.m. Thursday in this mobile home park called the Maple Hill Estates. After the accident, the boy's family drove him to Maple Grove Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Today, authorities are reminding people that in an emergency situation, calling 911 is the fastest way to get help.
Generally speaking, using 911 is the best way to get everything rolling, and it happens in just a matter of seconds, and it'd be rare that you wouldn't have somebody at your door within just a few minutes.
North Memorial Ambulance Director Pat Coyne says that when you call 911, not only will an ambulance arrive, but the 911 dispatcher is trained to assist over the phone.
The dispatchers are trained to speak with who's ever on the phone to gather some information, and depending on the case, they can give pre-arrival instructions so that whether it's keeping an airway open or controlling bleeding or something like that, they can help somebody who maybe is not medically trained do some simple medical procedures.
Police and fire units are also often dispatched, and they have medical training too. The sheriff's office is still investigating, and the boy's name has not been released yet. And Mike and Shannon, reports indicate that the boy's family were Spanish-speaking immigrants. I asked the ambulance director today, do they have people on call to handle that? And he said they do have people that speak many languages that can help.
Very tragic situation. And I suppose in the heat of a crisis, sometimes hard to remember what to do.
Sure is, but call 911. That's the message.
That's the thing. All right, thank you. Well, the Centers for Disease Control is investigating an outbreak of a rare stomach bug. Nearly 300 people have caught it this month, including one case in Minnesota. It's called Cyclospora, a parasite that causes an infection of your small intestines. People report stomach bug-like symptoms that last for several days. Cyclospora cases have been common in tropical regions like Latin America, but have rarely been seen in the U.S. The CDC hasn't figured out how people are catching the bug in the current outbreak, but in previous outbreaks, the parasite has been transmitted from sick farmhands to produce and then to consumers.
The city of Plymouth plans to apply for federal aid to help with cleanup costs connected to the June storms. President Obama declared Hennepin County and other Minnesota counties a disaster area, which allows federal money to be used for cleanup costs. There's still literally tons of work to do. Look at this. Massive piles of debris are behind the city's maintenance facility. Nearly 10,000 yards have already been hauled away. Crews hope to be finished with storm cleanup in September. The June storms cost Plymouth upwards of $300,000.
In a 2-day storm, we almost got as much material in this site, and that accounts for the 10,000 visitors that came, than we would have basically over a whole year.
The city of Golden Valley was also hit hard during the storms. Crews wrapped up brush cleanup there last week. Golden Valley also plans to apply for federal aid to offset costs.
Those of you who travel the I-694 corridor have a couple more months to endure the pain. Ongoing construction on 694 backs up traffic daily, and it's forced drivers to look for ways around the construction. You may have noticed some increased volume on parallel highways like 610.
I think it's much heavier today. I actually got off a few exits early just so I could kind of weasel my way through the back roads. So it was pretty much a parking lot for the most part.
Well, I see that the 610's definitely picked up, and my guess is that even after the construction is done, that some of it's going to remain because it's an alternate route for people, and it's a smooth route. It's it flows real nice, so I would think that some people would just get used to that and stick with that route.
The $21 million project is replacing bridge decks over the Mississippi River and repairing drainage problems. MnDOT is scheduled to complete the project sometime in September.
And over on Highway 169, it's another big weekend of orange. For the second weekend in a row, northbound Highway 169 will be closed from Golden Valley all the way to Brooklyn Park. The lanes close at 10 tonight and should reopen by 5 a.m. Monday. It's a $12 million project to resurface more than 7 miles of 169. Road closures are also planned for the next 3 weekends.
Congressman Eric Paulson won his last 2 re-election campaigns by 15-plus points. Well, the next election could get a little more interesting. Multiple media outlets have identified former television news anchor Don Shelby as a possible candidate in the 3rd District. While Shelby hasn't officially declared, he told WCCO-TV that he does plan to make a decision within the next 2 days. Putting up a scarecrow just wouldn't do it for one Brooklyn Park farmer. See his effective but controversial method of keeping birds away from his corn crop.
And then later in sports, a look ahead to this weekend's big Crystal Frolics softball tournament.
But first, felt like September today. Your AccuWeather forecast shows our fall-like temperatures continuing for now.
North Memorial Medical Center is on a mission to improve eating habits, and they're doing that with a brand new farmers market. It's located just across the street from the hospital. Hospital officials say it's intended to offer employees as well as patients and community members a chance to pick up the freshest produce.
We're on a mission to improve the nutrition for our employees. Earlier this year, we turned off the fryers at the hospital, and we offer baked options instead of fried options. So this is just one more step in the journey to improve and make it easier for employees to make a better choice for themselves.
One option at the new farmers market is kohlrabi, a cross between a cabbage and a turnip, and a very good source of vitamin C. The market is open Fridays from 11 until 3. I still haven't tasted kohlrabi, have you?
I have not. I had to ask her what it was about.
Okay, yeah, it might be something to try. A popular Brooklyn Park cornfield has had some unwanted visitors lately.
A massive flock of blackbirds have made their home on Charlie Fishbach's family farm. Kept unchecked, the birds could be devastating for the crops, but as Delane Cleveland explains, the Fishbachs have an effective and controversial way of protecting their corn.
Located near the Brooklyn Park Osseo border,
We got about 21 acres in this year.
you'll find Charlie Fishbach's sweet corn nestled in an urban setting.
If you get it in the grocery store, you might get it 2 or 3 or 4 days later. But if you come to Charlie's, you'll get sweet corn fresh every day.
We've been buying corn from Charlie's for quite a few years, and it's the best corn.
Longtime customers say they can't get enough.
Everybody loves it. As soon as you see the sign, you know the corn's ready and you want to get there and get it.
However, customers aren't the only ones trying to get at the corn.
It was about 2006 when the blackbirds really become a problem.
Hundreds of blackbirds have made this field their home.
They're a nuisance. They're just a worthless bird as far as I'm concerned.
Bottom line, the birds could devastate his crop.
Come in there and they just peck down the top, and we always thought they were looking for bugs. But after they get that sweet corn flavor in their mouth, they start pecking down the whole cob.
And after trying multiple tactics, he discovered there was only one solution.
Now we've been going out and we have a permit to shoot them. So we just shoot a few of the blackbirds and scare them away.
This cornfield is Fishbach's livelihood, but getting the approval to kill the blackbirds was not an easy task. The issue involved a lengthy debate at a Brooklyn Park City Council meeting.
The question's going to be asked is, why did you allow this in the first place? People make mistakes.
Police initially denied Fishbach's request because of the close proximity to St. Vincent de Paul's School and the Highway 169 construction project.
Should something bad happen, should someone go to the wrong side of a stake and pellets end up landing at the school, that's going to be an issue.
Yet the council approved it.
I don't see another way out of this because of the level of loss that he would sustain.
You saw that on the picture. It's just devastating.
Now, after 100 years and an involuntary relocation due to construction, the Fishbach farm lives on.
And we know if we lose our privilege to shoot, we lose our livelihood.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Charlie Fishbach says he uses a 20-gauge shotgun with birdshot pellets, similar to what's used for skeet shooting to kill the birds. And he says they plan to shoot in a manner where adjoining properties and people are not at risk. Coming up, what happens when your home is invaded by fairy tale creatures?
It's a story you've heard before. See how you can see Shrek on stage. But first, in sports, local teams scored big wins to advance to the 3rd round of the American Legion Baseball Playoffs. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back.
More on the American Legion baseball playoffs now, and Wayzata is still in it, but have to dig in their heels a little bit now.
Yeah, a double elimination tournament. You lose that first one, you really got to fight uphill to continue playing. The sub-state American Legion baseball playoffs continue through Sunday around Minnesota as local teams battle for spots at next week's state tournament. Wayzata and Hopkins met in the winners bracket semifinals in sub-state 4. Bottom of the second, Hopkins Max Wiesner's 2-out single to center plates Alex Morg, and the Flyers are on the board first. Bottom 5, Hopkins blows it open. Jimmy Copel's base hit past the drawn in infield scores Eric Wicklund from third. Then Stan Niedorf pokes a hit down the left field line. Copels and Robert Dworsky score, and it's 5-0 Flyers. And the big inning continues. Eric Edlund drops in a hit next. Logan Athman hustles home. Hopkins leads 6-0 through 5 innings. That was plenty of run support for Eric Kramer. He pitches 8 innings and gives up only 1 run. Hopkins stays undefeated with a 6-1 victory. In sub-state 11, Osseo was looking to stay alive in the winners bracket. On and off rain the story at Memorial Field today. The Orioles headed into the bottom of the 4th, down 1-0 to Anoka, and that's when their bats came alive. Mac Pierce, the single to left that brings Grant Seelock and Haven Williams in to score. It's part of a 5-run 4th for Osseo. 5-2 in the 6th, Winston Lane getting the hit. Pierce comes home, 6-2 Orioles. But after scoring 3 runs in the top of the 8th, Anoka ties things up. Clay Anderson comes in to score on Ben Johnson's wild pitch. That left Anoka with runners in first and third, no outs. Brent Gobelich lines to Brent Moody. He gets the double play with the throw to first. Osseo's 1 out away from getting out of this inning, but Moody can't come up with this one. Bobbling the grounder from Aspen Vetter, who dives in safely at first. Cole Drew scores, and Anoka has a 7-6 lead. The Orioles wouldn't go away. Tony Stein leads off the bottom of the 9th with a single and comes in to score on this wild pitch, tying it up at 7. Bases loaded, 2 outs, skies opening up, another wild pitch, and Moody slides in. That's the winning run. Osseo moves on with an 8-7 win. They'll play in the winners bracket finals Saturday morning at 10. Brooklyn Park and Chester Bird are still unbeaten in the Sub-State 9 tournament in Coon Rapids and are playing today, Friday at 5:30 at Wintercrest Park. It's the longest-running softball tournament in the area. The 53rd annual Crystal Frolics softball tournament is underway. 4 games were played Thursday night, with the rest of the tournament getting underway later this afternoon at Becker Park in Crystal. In all, 5 venues will be used for the 70 teams that are part of what is actually 3 separate tournaments. Many of the best teams from the area will be in Crystal.
We do have a lot of the top USSSA teams that are coming in here to play in that C division. Any one of the teams in the gold division can win it, and it's going to be a matter of getting a break, getting a lucky hit, or having a hot day out in the field defensively. So the C division is wide open. The D division, again, we got 48 teams in the D division. Same thing, the Crystal Frolics is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You got to play at different fields, different locations, different umpires. Whoever can kind of come together with a hot 5, 6, 7 games are going to be in good shape come Sunday night.
Finals in the gold and co-rec divisions are Sunday afternoon, with the silver division tournament final for Class D teams slated for Sunday night at 7:45 at Becker Park. Mike Bodner won the home run hitting contest Thursday night. It looks like it might be a nice night or a nice weekend for softball. A little cool on Saturday, but they'll take that.
Yeah, just the number of teams there. What a
Yeah,
massive
lot of
undertaking
teams.
for
It
scheduling
is a
all
big,
that.
a big schedule.
All right, thanks, John. Up next, you could have sky-high adventures at this summer camp.
See what students are learning at the Eastman Nature Center when we come back.
Three, 2, 1.
On the last day of Water Warriors Camp, 9 through 12-year-olds had a blast. The campers at Eastman Nature Center shot water rockets 80 feet high. It's a different way to get kids excited about water issues and nature.
We could sit the kids down and we could talk to them about water issues and pollution until, they're falling asleep. Or we could take them outside, and like we've been doing all week this camp.
And they like it, you can tell. Eastman Nature Center starts a new camp each week all summer long. An ogre and a dragon are among those taking the stage at a Maple Grove High School.
Well, even though they've left high school, some Maple Grove graduates are keeping a connection with summertime theater productions. And in this weekend showcase, we have a preview of their biggest effort yet. It is Shrek, the musical.
It is a blast. The character is just fun to play.
You probably recognize the face of Shrek. Underneath is actor Trevor Bunce, who will bring everyone's favorite ogre to life.
He's, sarcastic and it's just very, very much almost me in a way.
You could say he's getting inside Shrek's head. Not an easy job.
It does change breathing, but we are gonna make holes in the nose to make that easier for me.
Shrek the musical is the familiar story of a kingdom turned upside down when Shrek shows up to rescue a feisty princess. But there's someone else lurking backstage who's likely to upstage the ogre.
That back door kind of rattles open. You see her standing, looming in the dark red light, and she kind of comes lurking out on stage.
She is a dragon that takes 5 people to operate, from a swinging head to the chomping jaws.
We have all the bells and whistles on her that a real dragon has.
A real dragon.
A real dragon.
It will be as real as a dragon gets as the Home-Based Theater Company puts on its biggest production so far. It's a group that draws talent from former students at Maple Grove High School. After high school, Kelsey Schwartz became a hairdresser, and this is a chance to embrace a part of high school that she loved.
It's just fun to come back to this. That was always what I did in high school, so it was fun to, go do my day job and then come do what I love after that.
With the profits that are left over, we will be able to put them back into the Maple Grove Senior High Theater Department.
But right now, the focus is on doing something they love for local families.
I would tell people to come see Shrek the musical because it's fun, it's entertaining, it's good for the family, it's got a love message, it's something, that gets the whole community involved.
Shrek the Musical plays this weekend and next at Maple Grove High School. It is $16 for adults, children $8, and students $12. You can find showtimes at their website. That's homebasedtheater.com. And I think, Dragon will steal the show. That thing is long, and it's huge.
Well, and even the makeup effort there, that was a big undertaking right before you go on stage.
Yeah, I think once they have it all painted, he just puts it on every night. But breathing and sweating inside will be an issue.
All right, all for the show, folks.
It'll be fun.
That's all the news we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Have a great weekend.